Hey everyone, my name is Mars, like the planet, and this is Housewarming. So I just passed a huge milestone on my Etsy store. I just got $10,000 in revenue for 2024 and the year is not even over yet. I'm so proud of my success, but I know that everyone does not share the same success as me. And so honestly, if you are watching this video and you are struggling to get sales on Etsy, trust me, you are not alone. And there are super easy things that you can do to turn your store around and start getting sales. A lot of shop owners are facing the same challenge. They go on Etsy, they're not getting sales, they're wondering what they're doing wrong. And the good news is that there are some really simple fixes to get better results. So let's take a look at some few common reasons why your shop may not be getting the sales that you want to and how you can turn it around. So reason number one is that you lack a niche. So first things first, let's talk about what a niche even is. A niche is a very specified, kind of narrowed down vision for what your store is. A big mistake a lot of new Etsy sellers make is not having a clear niche. It can be tempting to try to appeal to every single buyer out there, but Etsy buyers are looking for something very specific. And if your shop is too broad, your products just might get lost in the shuffle. So try to narrow down your focus a bit, whether it's a unique style of jewelry, custom home decor, or a particular type of handmade accessory or digital item. The more specific you get, the easier it is for people to find exactly what they're searching for. And hey, I know it can be really tempting to try to copy other successful shops and other successful sellers and say, well, if they're doing it, I think I should do it. And especially if you're seeing a lot of like print on demand shops, those are really big right now, doing well. A lot of people are selling stickers. A lot of people are selling beaded bracelets, and those markets are just super oversaturated. But here's the thing, if you're just copying popular designs and products, then you're missing the personal touch that makes Etsy unique. Customers are looking for original products, not something that comes off of an assembly line. They can go to Walmart, they can go to Amazon, they can go to Shein if they want something that's out of a factory. They're looking for something handmade by you. So focus on what makes your shop and your creations stand out, and you will build a stronger and more loyal customer base. For example, if you are trying to sell something really broad, like let's say earrings, you need to think of what type of earrings are you selling? Who are you selling it for? What does your ideal customer look like? What are they wanting to spend? How many things might they buy if they visit your store, and market to them? You can't sell earrings to every single person in the world. You need a very specific person. So you may be selling earrings for people who like sports, people who like fruits, people who like animals, people who like cartoons, and then you market really hard to those people. You also have to find people that have a need, and then when you find that need and you fill it, that's when you'll start to become successful. There are a ton of print on demand shops out there that are selling shirts and hats and bags and pillowcases and mugs to every single person. Every single person might not need a shirt, a bag, a hat, and a mug. If a person maybe is going someplace where they'd like to wear a t-shirt, then yes, market to them. The football mom who's going to her son's football games might want to wear a shirt with her son's number on the back of it, but someone who's an avid book reader may not need the same thing. So just think about that when you are trying to decide what your products are and who you're marketing them to. The second reason is poor use of keywords. So first of all, let's talk about keywords. Etsy is basically a search engine, and the words you use in your listings are super important. If your listings aren't showing up in search results, it's probably because you're not using the right keywords. Do some research and see what customers are actually searching for. What are they actually typing in? Try Etsy search bar, or try places like Tag Generator, which is a website that I use to get a better idea. And then incorporate those keywords into your titles, descriptions, and tags. Just make sure you're not overloading your listing. Keep it short and simple and natural. Think of it like a full sentence describing it. If someone stops you on the street and they said, "What do you sell on Etsy?" that sentence that you gave them is what your listing should be. Think about using long tail keywords. The more specific you are, the less competition you're going to have, and the higher you can rank in search. So instead of listing your item as just handmade mug, you might want to try something like custom navy blue ceramic mug with personalized name for a teenager. This is a very targeted specific audience, and that's who you're trying to get. I've been on Etsy for 2 years, and this is one of the biggest problems that I see is that people just don't know how to list their items. You really have to focus on those long tail keywords to really get buyers to find your items. Once you nail that, you're really in the right direction. So the third reason that you may not be getting sales on Etsy is because you're not optimizing your price. So let's talk about pricing. Pricing your products can be kind of tricky. I know this is something that you've created, so you really want to get, a lot of money out of it. But if your prices are too high or too low, you could be turning turning potential buyers away. If you're pricing your items too high compared to similar products on Etsy, people are not going to buy it. They're just going to go to someplace else. But if your prices are too low, it makes it look like it's too cheap, it's low quality. Why would somebody buy something for 95 cents? A good strategy is to check out other similar shops and see how they're pricing their products and then adjust accordingly. Another thing you don't want to forget is to factor in materials, labor, shipping fees, Etsy fees, so you don't underprice yourself. Oh, and offering free shipping is a great way to attract more buyers, and lots of people expect it these days. So let's move on to number 4, which kind of goes hand in hand with your poor use of keywords, and it is poor usage of tags. So your keywords should be in your listing title and at your tags at the bottom when you are filling out and creating a new listing. So Etsy lets you use 13 tags per listing, and you should be using all of them. These tags are how Etsy is getting people to find your listing. So the more relevant tags you use, the better. Think about different ways that people might search for your products. Think of synonyms, related items, think of different product descriptions. Make sure you think about your color, the size, the materials. All of those things should be included in your tags. So you may have something like customized tote, monogrammed bag, personalized gift for her, canvas bag, something like that. You want to make sure also that every single keyword that you're using is different. I've seen people that try to list the same word over and over and over again. Once you said it once, you don't need to use it again. You don't need to say blue mug, custom mug, big mug, round mug. You don't need to say mug 5 different times. Use other words. And once again, I like to use the website called Tag Generator, which helps me think of other words or synonyms to help me think of better keywords to put in my tags. Number 5 is that your listing is just not standing out. Another reason you're not getting sales is because of your product photos. If your photos are blurry, they're poorly lit, they're just not eye-catching, this customer is just going to scroll right past and go to someone else. Remember, on Etsy, you are competing with hundreds of people. You are competing with thousands of people who have professional cameras, who have the best lighting. You are competing against the best of the best. You have to make sure that your photos are clear, they're well lit, and that they show your product from different angles. You don't need to just get one photo and post it. You need to post a video. You need to show close up, far away. You need to show every single angle of your product if you are selling a physical product. If it's a digital product, then you want to be clear on what you're selling. If it's a Canva template, you want to make sure you have a Canva logo. If it's a digital download, be very, very clear that it is not a physical product. You want to describe in great detail what it is that the buyer is getting so there's no confusion at all. If you can, try doing lifestyle photos. So instead of maybe just photographing earrings, actually show the earrings on a model. Ask your friend, ask your mama, ask your cousin to pose for you really quickly with the earrings on, and just take a day to take all of your photos. High quality photos help build trust with potential buyers and can make a big difference on how a product is received. If you are struggling with photography, I would say if you just have a phone, try to take photos outside. Try using a light box. Try to see if someone has a professional camera that you can use, or see if you have someone in your family or your friend group that can try to take professional photos for you, because this is going to get people to click. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but unfortunately that is how people are judging you on Etsy. Also, take the time to write detailed descriptions. Let customers know exactly what they're getting in the item description. Include measurements, materials, care instructions, and any other relevant details. People tend to write these long paragraphs about when they were born, and then their mama did this, and then they went to school, and this is why this piece came to be. That's not necessary. People are just not going to read all of that wall of text that you're trying to put in your item descriptions. You need to get straight to the point about what it is to help close the sale. Number 6 is that you do not have enough listings. So this one is huge. Having only a few listings is not going to get you noticed on Etsy. The more listings you have, the more chances you have of showing up in search results. Etsy's algorithm favors shops with more active listings. And if you don't have enough products, that's okay. Consider adding more variations of what you already sell. You can list items by different sizes, colors, or styles. For example, if you sell, candles, maybe you can have a listing for scents, for sizes, for colors. Try to think of different ways that you can list your same handful of products in different ways, and that way you can have more listings even if you don't have enough items to fill 1 to 2 pages of listings. People always ask, what's the number of listings you should have? I recommend at least getting to page number 2. I'm not saying that you need 600 listings, but you definitely should have enough to make 2 pages worth of listings. Once again, try to bundle all your items together, try to list them out separately. Think of really creative ways that you can kind of list the same item more than once. So number 7 is not planning ahead. If you're not planning ahead for the holidays or upcoming events, you're missing out on super big sales. People like to shop on Etsy for all kinds of special occasions: Christmas, Mother's Day, weddings, birthdays, bachelorette trips, and so on. So if you don't prepare, you're really missing out on this opportunity. If you're waiting until the last minute to get Christmas items up, you've already really missed the wave, and then your products may not even get to your customers in time. And if you're selling digital products like maybe Christmas cards or anything related to Christmas, people have already created their Christmas things by the time Christmas is here. So you really want to make sure you're preparing. So that way you can optimize your listings, have event specific keywords like Christmas gifts, Valentine's Day cards, bachelorette trip, whatever. That way you can make sure your shop is stocked, ready to go. The earlier you plan, the more likely you are to stand out for people that are ready to buy. Think about what's next. Today is November 14th. So obviously people are already thinking about Thanksgiving, they're thinking about Christmas, but what's next after that? What can you be planning for the new year, for 2025? What's the next season that's coming? What's something that's big that's coming? Wedding season is huge in April. And then also start thinking maybe about graduation, things like that you really need to start preparing for. Number 8 is kind of a bad one. It's poor customer service. So great customer service is key on Etsy. It is basically how you are ranked as a seller. If you're not responding to customers within 24 hours, you could be losing sales. Quick, friendly replies help build trust and show that you care about your customers. I know that we all work a 9 to 5. I know that we are all not on Etsy full time, and this is not a call center. We're not sitting by the computer waiting for people to message us. So we can take a few hours or a few days to reply back to people, but you really want to make sure you can even shoot them a quick message saying, hey, I'm not in the office today. I will get back to you, but I just want to respond to you and let you know that your message has been received. If you're not responding to customers, they may be asking questions about your store. They may be interested in buying. And if you're taking a few days to get back to them, they may be on to someone else, or they may need help with their order and they could leave you a negative review. And we really do not want to get those 1 and 2 star reviews. We absolutely hate those because those can really, really tank a store. Being responsive and attentive to inquiries can really make buyers feel confident about their purchase and lead to repeat customers and glowing reviews and more sales down the road. Also, if you have a customer that has bought from you that is reaching out, you really want to try to make sure you help them as best as possible. If you just don't know what to say, honestly, I like to use ChatGPT. I will sometimes try to say something professional. I just don't know what to say. So I'll just go into ChatGPT and say like, hey, type a professional response to this message. And that kind of solves my issue. Once again, you really want to try to be as helpful as possible because customer service is key to surviving on Etsy. So the last reason you may not be getting sales on Etsy is you're ignoring the competition. So number 9 is to take a look at your competition. Don't be afraid to study the successful shops in your niche. See what they're doing. See who's on the first page. What are they doing to get on the first page and get sales? See what they're doing right. Check out their product descriptions. Check out how they're photographing their pictures. Check out how they're listing their items. Check out the font they're using. Check out the layout they're using. Check out the colors they're using. See how they engage with their customers. Now, I am not saying to copy these people. I am not saying to mimic what they're doing, but it can definitely help you learn from what the people up top are doing. Maybe they're offering product variations that you had not even thought of. Maybe their pricing strategy can give you some ideas, but keeping an eye on your competition helps you stay ahead of trends and figure out how to differentiate your own shop. A lot of times I see people that will ask for feedback on their store and I'm like, did you go and look at other people who sell stickers? Did you go and look at other people who sell print on demand? Did you go look at other people who have digital stores? What are they doing? That's your competition. You have to remember that you are competing with the best of the best. These are actual business owners that you are competing with. I think Etsy is number 3 when it comes to online marketplaces. This is not just a mom and pop handmade store situation. You have to be super, super professional and you really have to put your all into this. So those are 9 ways that your store may not be getting sales, and hopefully if you try to implement these 9 ways, hopefully it can turn into some sales for you. So just remember, when you're trying to get more sales on Etsy, you want to focus on your niche, you want to use the right keywords and tags, you want to make sure your prices are good, and you want to offer a variety of listings, but make sure that you're keeping your customers aware of what you're doing and responding back to their questions. Your photos need to be high quality, you need to make sure you're planning for holidays, and above all, like I said, you need to have the best customer service out there. The key to success on Etsy is not not just about having awesome products and thinking that you're going to make a quick buck. I know there are a ton of people on YouTube that are going to say, hey, you can make $10,000 on Etsy tomorrow. I started off just like you. I started my story 2 years ago, and I really had to learn about what was working and what's not. You cannot just copy people and see what they're doing and think that it's going to work for you. Etsy is a marathon. It is not an overnight success. No matter what the people on TikTok tell you, no matter what other people on YouTube tell you, Etsy is not a overnight success thing. You are not just going to blow up overnight on Etsy. It is a marathon. You have to actually put in the work to see results. You actually have to take care of your store and put in time and effort. You cannot just get away with doing the bare minimum. So I really hope that helps you. Once again, if you are interested in getting feedback on your store specifically, I'm a part of the subreddit called r/Etsy sellers, and you can go ahead and find us on Reddit. I say us like I made the subreddit, but you can go on Reddit r/Etsy sellers and ask for feedback about your store specifically. If you need help, I will probably be there. But if you do need help, you can go on there. That is a super helpful resource. Also, make sure you're reading Etsy's handbook. It is very clear, it is very concise, it is online if you have any questions about the store. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that you got some information out of it that you may have not known before. And hopefully you can start making these changes and you'll actually see more traffic, more sales, more views coming to your store. And hopefully, like I said, this video was helpful to you. If you have any other tips that may have worked for you to get more sales in your store, I happily encourage you to leave them down below. But I post new videos every single Wednesday, so I will see you guys next week. Bye.